This recording is just the guided meditation. If you want to hear the full episode, check out the one right before this. So in a few seconds, you're going to hear Simmi's voice as she guides you through this meditation. Before we get to that point, think about the negative thoughts and voices in your head that are really bothering you. Once you have that, just close your eyes, take a deep breath, and listen to Simmi's voice as she guides you through this.
Take a deep breath and exhale with a sigh. Let go of any tension, any resistance, anything you have to do, just let it go. We don't have to do anything. You can just be relaxed, be here, follow the sound of my voice, stay guided by it. You're gonna be protected to the entire process we're gonna do. And go deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper with every beat of your heart, with every breath you're taking. Just feel the relaxation spreading in your body, filling your mind, filling your body, filling your spirit, going more and more and more relaxed to the point where your body muscle doesn't want to do any work. Just notice your inner eyelids and see how relaxed they are. How good it feels to be relaxed. And notice they don't want to work anymore. And I want you to test it. Try to open it. And notice how much pressure it takes to open them because they don't want to get open up. They just want to stay close, deeper, going down and down and down and down. And as you're guided by the sound of my voice, I want you to think of the voice, that negative, nagging voice that bothers you, that troubles you, that sometimes scares you. And I wish I just switch off, turn this voice off. I wish I never have to listen this voice again. I want you to pay attention and notice what that voice it is for you. And I want you to point where you feel that voice. Point it. Just first impression. That's right. That's right. And as we are going in the group, naturally, people move at their own pace, and that's all right. But when you know you got the voice, you've got the location, just find it and take that voice out from that point, from that spot. Just grab your hands and start pulling that voice out from that spot. Pull all of it out. Yes, pull all of that voice out. Take your hand and start pulling that voice out. When you know it's all out, just give me an unconscious nod. But take time. And as you have pulled that voice out, I want you to put it back in the opposite spot of the spot where you pulled it out. So, yes, and slam it back from that spot. That's right. And notice what happens to that voice. What happens to that voice? For most people, it's quiet. It's quiet. Isn't it amazing? It's gone quiet. And now, I want you to imagine there's a beautiful color and connected to a voice you want to hear instead. A beautiful color or a series of color of your empowering voice, a voice of your higher self, voice that empowers you, that uplifts you, that makes you feel you are good enough, you belong here, you're loved enough, you are loved, you are pretty, you are successful. What that voice, what that color or series of color is, first impression. Whatever that color is, I want you to notice there is a ball of energy floating above your head of that color. And even in case you do not see any color, that's okay. You can just imagine a ball of energy of no color floating above your head. Begin to grow, begin to expand, begin to take all over the space from the ceiling to floor and wall to wall, encompassing you, in, in wrapping you, kind of creating a cocoon, a shield of armor, or a suit, kind of creating a blanket as if it's wrapped around like a blanket around you. And I want you to breathe that color in your body and let that color fills your body as water fills the bottle, as helium air fills the balloons, as test tubes fills the fluids. Let your body and every single cell of your body get filled with that color, that beautiful color of your empowering voice. Breathe through it, anchor it to the point where you know that it is impossible for it to stop, and no force in the universe can turn it on, not even you. And when you know you got it, and you know it's there, just give me an unconscious nod and we'll go ahead with the rest of the process. That's right. Breathe it. Breathe this color. Beautiful. You guys are doing absolutely amazing. And all the listeners who are following along, you guys are also doing absolutely amazing. Now, I want you to imagine that as you're bathing in this empowering voice, notice if there's still any element, any remnants of this old negative voice still left in your body. And I want you to imagine, as you're paying attention to, imagine you're walking uphill, kind of going for a trek, and there's a backpack you're carrying in your back. And this backpack has all sort of stuff in it. It has your skills. It has the stuff you'd always wanted and desire. It has stuff that makes up your essence. It has the the stardust of your empowering voice. But it also has some stuff which you do not want, which doesn't belong to you. Also, some sort of negative voice or some negative behaviors you want to get rid of. So, as you're carrying this backpack and all the stuff in it, some good stuff and some not so good stuff, you are getting tired by carrying this heavy backpack, basically filled of the stuff you don't want and making it unnecessarily heavier. I want you to start walking. You saw a river, a beautiful river off in the distance, and you begin to walk close to that river. And as you reach nearby the river, I want you to take that backpack off from your back, take it off, and literally start looking the stuff inside that backpack. And notice the stuff you don't want to keep. That could be a voice that's still troubling you. That could be certain patterns. That could be certain memories. That could be anything. Any stuff that you know you don't want. Just hold that thing, grab that thing in from your backpack and throw into the river. So that only thing you have in your backpack is the stuff you want to keep. Stuff that empowers you, stuff that positive and uplifting and loving to you. So I want you to start doing some cleaning stuff. Let's pay attention. Notice at our backpack and start picking the stuff in the form of maybe stones or whatever, and start throwing into the river. Take your hands, grab the backpack, put down in the backpack, grab that stuff and throw into the river, and notice the sound of splash. Every time you throw stuff into, notice the sound of those splash the water makes, and notice how that stuff that you don't want getting drowned deeper into the river. That's the magical thing about this river. This river has this strong gravitational charge that suck in all the negativity. So no stuff which you're putting in this river can float up again. It always gonna drown there, sinking down deep like Titanic, always stuck down there. So you can like keep continuing. Take your backpack. Imagine your hands going in backpack, picking those stuff that you don't want, anything less than positive stuff, and throwing into the river. You can take as much time as you want, and when you know you're done, and when you know and you're absolutely sure that all your backpack has is the positive stuff, just give me an unconscious nod. You can take as much time as you want. I'll wait. You can hear my voice. Stay guided. But once you know your backpack has only stuff that you want, give me an unconscious nod. That's right. Until then, keep throwing the stuff. Beautiful. Now, because your backpack has only the stuff that you want, that's positive, that's uplifting, that's loving, I want you to notice how light it feels. And you start pick that backpack again and sat across that river. And as you sat down there, you notice there are some sort of flowers on the bank of that river. There are some flowers, and these are very special flowers. These are flowers given to you by your higher self. So I want you to be picky and pick the particular flowers you want that represent certain qualities of you, that represent certain skills you want to have, that represent certain experiences you want to have, and that represent certain inner dialogue, the positive, uplifting dialogue you want to have. I want you to look at those flowers and pick those that you know that these are mine. These represent my skills. These represent my positive experiences. These represent the things I want. And these flowers represent the strong, uplifting inner dialogue. And hold it in your hands. Smell the fragrance of those beautiful flowers that your neurology and your higher self has given to you. Bathe in that fragrance and notice how uplifting, calming, supporting, and accepting it feels to be in the presence of those flowers that represent your higher good, that represent the vibes, that voice that says, you are good enough, that says, you are loved enough, that says, you're always cherished, that says, you are beautiful, that says, you're accepted, and that also says that you're forgiven for anything real or imaginary which you think you need forgiveness for. You're already forgiven. Notice that flowers and notice all those sensations. And as you're sitting on the bank of that river, holding your flowers, put back down in the backpack, I want you to notice these strong voices, these positive voices, these empowering voices begin to float. You begin to float with these voices above your body, knowing that your body is absolutely safe and secure while you're sitting in that bank. And you go all the way back, you're in your consciousness, floating all the way back to the point when you were in your mother's womb. And then to all the way back to the point when you were just a pure consciousness. When you were about to become that one single cell that made you. And I want you to merge with that single cell, giving that single cell all the skills, all the knowledge, all the resources you have now, which you wished you had earlier when you were younger and you did not have it. They were lessons you want and you wish that, oh, I wish I knew that before. Their stuff, their skills, you say to yourself that I wish I had this thing before. I wouldn't have done that. So I want you to merge yourself with that single cell, giving it all the resources, all the knowledge, all the acceptance, all your love. and all the experiences, and start looking at that cell while you being the part of cell begin to split in two and then split into four. Two becomes four, four becomes eight. Eight cells begin to become 16 cells. 16 cells begins to become 32 cells. To the point, notice you becoming you. But this time, having all the lessons, having all the resources, and most important, having that empowering voice that says to you, hey, I'm here. And I want to tell you, you are good enough. You are appreciated. You are loved. You are secured. You are safe. You got it. You have it. You deserve it. You are appreciated. You are accepted. You're also forgiven. Even if you've reached a point where you have no one, notice that your empowering voice, is always with you. And notice it's almost the time when you're about to be born. But this time, with this voice that is there to remind you that you are loved, that you're empowered. And this is the voice you hear the loudest from now on in your journey. So when you take the first breath in this world, in this beautiful world, this voice again reminds you, you are loved. You are beautiful. You are appreciated. You deserve. You are successful. And the day of your birth, you begin to grow 1 month old, 2 months old, 6 months old, while carrying these resources and these voices alongside you. And notice how different it is now. You got 1 year old, and now the experiences are different because you have this voice holding your hand, guiding you, letting you know that you are absolutely loved. You deserve, you are productive, you are beautiful, you are capable, you are successful. Above all, you belong here. And even ever you feel like you have no one to talk to or you're all alone, I'm here to remind you that you are eternally powerful and I'm always with you. You go all the way in those years and notice how now the experiences are changing because whatever happened in your life when you were 2 years old, 3 years old, 4 years old, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. If you feel like some traumatic event, some disturbing event happened in your life, something that always haunts you, 11, 12, 13, maybe depression, 14, 15, 16. Know that how knowing the resources you have now, the knowledge you have now, you carried in that cell. And above all, this love you have now, this empowerment you have now is making those experiences different. Now, since that you have this greater understanding, notice how beautiful and different those experiences are to you. And notice now you are able to really shift them and change their meaning because now you can see things. And notice all the way along in your past life, the years you have lived so far, when you picked some negative voices, you are not able to hear them now because the loudest voice you ever hear in yourself is this voice of your higher self, which tells you, I love you. I love you. I always be there with you. You deserve it. You have it. You are appreciated and you are loved. Just bathe in the essence of this voice and reach to the point where you are in your present self. And look how different your entire past feels now. It feels like as if something has shifted. Something that you used to carry as a burden, maybe a negative voice, maybe a negative memory, is no longer there with you. Because all you can hear is this voice that says, I love you. I appreciate you. I deserve you. I believe in you. I am here with you. You are accepted, protected, secured, safe, and I'm here with you. And I want you to test this voice. I want you to go 7 days in future and see how your future is different. See, having this voice that you hear the loudest, this empowering voice, makes your action different. See how productive you feel 7 days from now. See how loved you feel 7 days from now. See how worthy you feel yourself when you're standing 7 days in future. Just observe how you have changed. Observe yourself. Observe your actions. Observe your behavior. And notice the only voice and the loudest voice you hear in yourself is the voice of your own higher self, reminding you one more time that I love you. That's right. I love you. You belong here. I'm here with you. You're safe. You're protected. You deserve it. You got it. You have it. You can do it. That's right. And when you know that loudest voice you can hear right now and in future is this voice of your higher self and nothing else, even when some other voice tries to creep in, this higher self voice gets more and more louder, so that the only thing you hear is this empowering voice. When you know it's there and it's logged in and it's integrated and it's only gonna become more and more part of you, part of your neurology, part of your system, just give me an unconscious nod and we'll move ahead. That's right. I want you to notice how good you are feeling. And one more time, before we just go back into the room where we are, I want you to come back in your body in that riverside and look at those flowers again, the flowers you picked for yourself that represent some of your already skills you have and the skills you want, some of your beautiful experiences and the experiences you want, maybe some of your biggest manifestations you're trying to have. Look at these flowers and put it back in your backpack, knowing that from now onward, these are yours and you're gonna have it. These are gonna be part of your reality. This is you. And feel excited, feel happy, feel, feel joyous knowing that you have what you want. Feel loved knowing that you have all the positive things you ever need to be, do, and have whatever you want. And when you know it's done, when you know it's locked in, that's right. I want you to take a deep breath and open your eyes and come back to this room we call current reality.